Welcome to Akira Yoga. Today's class we're opening both the hamstrings and hips. The class will also bring balance to any fear and anger we may be holding in the body. We're just going to spend 2 minutes here in stillness. Come into any comfortable seated position. You could use bolsters or cushions. Lengthen through the front of the body, relaxing the shoulders, the knees. Lower or close the eyes. Bring in the focus to the breath at the nose. Without effort, begin to notice your breath here. Notice each inhale. Notice each exhale and the natural space between the breath. Not worrying if the mind wanders, this happens to everybody. Your yoga is a practice. Gently practice, bring in the focus back. We'll take a few more breaths here. Before slowly opening the eyes and coming to the back of your mat with the legs out in front. If your pelvis and lower back has a tendency of rounding, sit on a bolster or some cushions, as this height will bring the pelvis into a flexion position, allowing you to fold forward and take the shapes today. Our first position is a half butterfly pose, taking the left foot towards the groin, the knee or the ankle. You can support the knee with a block or cushion. If you have tight hamstrings, you could place padding under the knee. Relax the right foot, folding forward into your pose when you're ready. Once you reach your edge, the maximum position for you today, use blocks, cushions or even a chair here to support the upper body. Do get comfortable, it's a 3-minute hold. Once you're happy with the physical pose, beginning to develop a deeper inhale. Extended exhale. And as you extend each exhale, just allowing yourself now to melt within the pose. There's no force. No strain, a comfortable rhythm with the breath that suits your body. As we begin to work with the breath, we start to use the breath, staying receptive to the physical body and beginning to breathe into the parts of the body we feel stuck, tight, or tense. As we take our breath here, we can feel the space. With each exhale, begin to relax these parts of your body. As we use the breath this way within the practice, the breath becomes the anchor and provides a mindful meditation as we hold now for stillness. Mindfully and slowly coming out of the pose now. Taking the hands behind, roll back the shoulders, lift through the heart. A gentle extension of the spine following the forward fold. Just take a moment here. Coming into our half shoelace pose on the same side, so taking that left foot over the right thigh, maybe by the right hip and faces behind. If this feels too much, place the foot on the outside of that right knee or on the inside of the knee into a more square-like shape. As we fold forward here, again using blocks, cushions, bolsters or even a chair to support the upper body. It's a 4-minute hold. Do get comfortable. Relaxing the shoulders, soften the face. Bringing it back to the breath. Allow that breath to do the work for you. Allowing the muscles, the bones of the body to soften. And staying receptive to the more subtle sensations deep within the body as we begin to release here. As we hold for stillness, it's a conscious relaxation. We're relaxing the body, but really staying aware of any internal messages the body offers. The pose can become uncomfortable as we go deeper into the connective tissue. If you've reached a place of pain, pull back a little. If it's completely comfortable, let yourself go deeper into the shape. If it's just uncomfortable, directing the breath to these parts of the body. and consciously relaxing the parts of the body where you feel stuck. Slowly and mindfully lifting from the pose, taking the hands behind, just lifting through the heart. Notice how the body feels. Changing the shape on the opposite side now, so straightening those legs and coming into the half butterfly pose. Taking your right foot anywhere on that inside left leg. If you have tight hamstrings, you could use padding under the knee. Soften the left foot before folding forward. Using your support for the upper body. It's a 3-minute hold. Let's get comfortable. Bringing it back to the breath here. Developing that rhythm that really supports the practice. Feel the space and allowing yourself to really melt within the shape. As we hold our half butterfly, we're stimulating the urinary bladder meridian. This runs at the back of the legs, the back of the body, and works with the kidneys meridian in where we store fear. As we have one knee bent, we are stimulating the kidney meridian and also the liver meridian, which is where we hold anger. So allow this to motivate your practice. We're stimulating both the connective tissue system and our energy pathways, the meridian system. And this is how we're bringing balance back to the body today. Mindfully and slowly lifting from the pose. Again, take the hands behind, just lift through the heart here. Coming into our half shoelace on the opposite side, so taking that right leg over the left thigh. Maybe the foot is by the hip and faces behind. Remember, you have your options of placing the foot on the outside or inside that left knee into a more square-like shape. If you have tight hamstrings, use padding under that left knee. Relaxing the foot, folding forward into the pose. Using your props to create the stillness we need as we hold for 4 minutes here. Relaxing the head, the shoulders, soften the eyes. Finding that rhythm for the breath, allowing the breath to support the practice. The breath will really do the work for you as you trust the process and allow yourself to surrender within the pose. Our half shoelace is stimulating the urinary bladder meridian, the back of the leg, the back of the body. But also, as we have the right leg over, we're stimulating into the gallbladder meridian that runs down the side of the body. The gallbladder works with our liver meridian in where we store anger. If you're working in pain, allow yourself to respond. Remember, we can be fluid within our shape. It all depends on those internal messages the body is offering. Slowly and mindfully coming out of the pose, again taking the hands behind, just lift through the heart. Take a moment here. Coming into our next shape, which will be a caterpillar. Both legs are out in front. Remember, you have padding options under the knees for tight hamstrings. Try not to flex the feet or hold the muscles or bones in place. Folding forward when you're ready, taking your shape. Use the support that you need. You could use bolsters, blocks. It's a 5-minute hold here. do get comfortable. Let's bring it back to the breath as we stimulate into our urinary bladder and meridian, back of the legs, the back of the body. So we want to let go of holding the bones and muscles in place. So we're able to start to stimulate around these joints, around these bones. A major blockage of our prana, our chi, is around the joints, around the bones of the body. So this is why we relax the muscles in our Yin Yoga practice, unlike our Yang, where the muscles are active. Notice how you're finding the stillness. Sometimes the stillness itself can be the uncomfortable. Notice the thoughts that pass through the mind as we're able to observe and witness our thoughts. We start to observe the emotions of the mind, what takes our thoughts. As we begin to observe these, we can start making choices, what we choose to hold on to, but also making more appropriate choices, how to respond. As we stay for the final part, stay receptive not just to the physical, also noticing the emotions of the mind. slowly and mindfully coming out of the pose. Again, taking the hands behind, just lift through the heart here. Releases the spine, following the forward fold. Coming onto the back of the body with the knees bent. Just relaxing your pelvis, your lower back here for a moment. Taking your left foot over the right thigh when you're ready. Make sure the knee is comfortable, the foot can come towards the groin. Allow your hip to open as you raise your right foot. You could use a block under the right foot. You could place the foot against a wall. Some people like to work with a straight leg, or you have the option of threading the hands through to hold the front of your shin. Relaxing the shoulders, it's a 4-minute hold. Finding your shape here. Using that breath as the anchor. Staying receptive to the physical sensations as you begin to melt and relax in the pose. But also noticing the thoughts, what passes through the mind within the stillness. Let's take our last breath here. Gently releasing from the pose, arms at the side of the body in a T-like shape. We have two options here. The first option is straightening your right leg and taking the left leg over the right thigh, bending the right leg to bring the left leg around the back of that calf. If this feels too much, just bend the knees to the chest here. As you take the knees over to the right side of the body, legs can be supported, relax your feet. If your left shoulder comes off the floor, you could use padding here. Finding a position that's comfortable for your body. Maybe directing the breath into the left side of the rib cage, feeling the space here. With each extended exhale, just melting more of the left side down to the floor. And just feel how this brings a subtle balance to the twist. As we hold our twist here, we're stimulating into the spine to release the work we've done today. It will also stimulate the gallbladder meridian at the side of the body where we store anger. Also massaging into our internal organs and bringing some balance here. Let's take our last breath here. If you have your legs in eagle legs, just undo the knees to bring both knees to the chest. Hugging the knees to the chest for a moment here. Before we take the eye of the needle pose on the opposite side, taking that right foot over the left thigh, make sure the knee is comfortable. Open the hip, raising that left foot. Remember your options, you could use a block here, a wall. The left leg can be straight, or threading the hands through. Soften the shoulders, do get comfortable. Keep working with a deeper inhale, fill the body with space. As you extend each exhale, releasing into the shape. stay receptive, noticing how both the body and mind respond. Still stimulating into the gallbladder meridian on the side of the body, across the buttock, down the side of that pelvis. Remember, the gallbladder works with the liver in where we store anger. We'll take our last breath here. Slowly coming out of the pose to take our twist. Remember, you have your options where you could straighten that left leg and wrap the right leg over the thigh, around the back of the left calf, or just bend the knees here. Arms at the side of the body in a T position as you take your legs over to the left side. Finding your shape, making sure the body's comfortable. Breathe in into the right side of the body. Feel how this side of the body expands. With each extended exhale, releasing more of the right side of the body down. Just notice the subtle sensations of balance coming back to your twist. We're coming towards the end of the class. Let yourself really relax in our twist. Noticing how the body responds and where in the body begins to relax. If you have your legs in eagle legs, just undo the knees to bring both knees to the chest. Hugging the knees to the chest for a moment here. Taking the knees wide. And taking the feet towards the sky, holding the feet either inside or outside the legs. If you're finding it difficult to access the feet, you could use a strap or even a belt here. The tailbone can be up or towards the floor depending on what feels good for your lower back, your sacrum. Relax the shoulders, relax the head. Try not to force the body into the pose. Again, bring it back to the breath. Let that breath do the work. Stimulating into our liver meridian now. The liver works with the gallbladder, bringing balance to any anger we may be storing within the body. Wherever you feel you need the support, remember to direct your breath to these parts of the body. Consciously relax these parts. We'll take our last few breaths here. Slowly and mindfully bringing the knees back to the chest, releasing from the pose now. Hugging those knees to the chest, you can also rock your back into the floor. Before we take our final pose now, our Shavasana, the final relaxation. If you do have a bolster or cushions here, just placing these under the knees. Maybe this feels good for your lower back, your pelvis, where we've worked today. Roll back your shoulders, create some space. Take the shoulder blades wide, open the back of the heart. Find a position for your arms, your legs that suits you. You could use a cushion under the head. Just become completely comfortable now. Bring in some softness to the whole body now. Allowing a sense of softness to flow through the face. And being receptive to how it feels to relax the muscles here. Relaxing your mouth, your jaw. Bring in a sense of softness to the shoulders. And allowing the weight of the shoulders to release deeper towards the ground. Releasing your elbows, the bones of the hands. Bring a sense of softness around your collarbone and notice how it creates space around your heart center. Softness through the rib cage. And bring in a sense of softness to the weight of your pelvis. Releasing the weight of the pelvis towards the floor. The kneecap. Your ankles. The bones of the feet. Bring in a sense of softness through the whole of the spine now. The lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and just feeling the weight of the spine melt towards the floor. Bring in a sense of softness to the weight of the head, the weight of the skull. Allowing the bones of the body to release their weight. As we release the bones of the body, the muscles in between will soften their grip, allowing the whole body here to release. Letting go. I I will leave you here for as long as you need to stay in this pose. Take your time to come out. I do hope you've enjoyed the class with me today. Come back and see me again. Namaste.